Hi there, Nicholas Cabin here from First Formations, the UK's leading company formation agent, and welcome to another episode of Whiteboard Thursday, where we provide a wide range of advice on business and company matters. If you find this video useful, please like it and share it with your friends and colleagues. And if you want to see more, then please subscribe to our channel. Okay, let's get started. In this video, we explain UK company formation, including what you need to know and what information you require having at hand to set up your own limited company online. And we also cover the fun part, how to choose that killer company name. So you have come up with a fantastic business idea. You've done the homework and you have produced a rock solid business plan. But what is the next step to starting a business? Well, the vast majority of aspiring business owners will choose to incorporate a limited company. The process is quick, simple, and offers both you and your business a whole lot of benefits and protections. To help you understand the basics of company formation and how it can be right for your business, we have compiled this comprehensive guide. So, first of all, what is company formation? Well, very simply put, company formation is the process of registering your business as a limited company through Companies House, who are the UK government's official registrar of companies. It is the only body in the UK permitted to officially incorporate a company. So what does it mean to incorporate a company? By incorporating a company, you transform your business into its own legal entity. This means that your company is essentially an individual person in the eyes of the law. This is important because it will offer you some much needed protection in the event of your business being unsuccessful. By incorporating, you will drive a legal wedge between you and your company in terms of shared finances, liabilities, contractual agreements, and ownership of any property or assets. As a company owner, you are only liable up to the nominal value of the shares that you issue in your company. So, any amount of personal money you own beyond the value of those shares will be protected. This protection is referred to as limited liability. The vast majority of private companies are limited by shares, which are set up for the purpose of generating a profit for its shareholders. And this video focuses on this type of company. Before we go any further, it is worth noting that you do not need to incorporate a company. It is not a legal requirement in the UK. But if you choose to do business as an unregistered entity or sole trader, there will be no legal separation between you and your business. So if something goes wrong, your personal finances or assets could be at risk. That's why a huge number of business owners decide to go down the route of limited company formation. Okay, next, how do I form a company? If you would like to turn your new business into a company, you'll be relieved to know the company formation process is quick and simple using a company formation agent like First Formations. Now, let's run quickly through what you need to form a limited company, starting with number one, a company name. This is the fun part, although there are a few rules about the types of names that you can use. We'll get onto that in a moment. Number two, you'll need a registered office. This can be anywhere in your chosen jurisdiction. England and Wales, Wales only, Scotland, or Northern Ireland. But please remember, it must be a real address, not a PO box. If you'd like to keep your address private, First Formations offers a registered office address service so that your personal address stays off the public register at Companies House. Number three, you'll need a company director. This is the person responsible for managing your company. You must have at least one, however, you can have several if you like. Number four, a shareholder. This is the owner of your company, and it can be the same person as your company director. This means, in practice, that you only need one person to incorporate a company, although you can have more than one shareholder if you so desire. Number five, you'll need a Memorandum and Articles of Association. Now, the Memorandum and Articles of Association are the founding constitutional documents of your company. However, no need to worry because your company formation agent will provide them as part of their service. Number six, share capital of at least one issued share. You must issue at least one share, and the online company order form will make it easy for you to do so. There is no limit to the number of shares that you can issue. However, the more you issue, the greater the liability will be should your business fall into financial difficulties. At First Formations, we generally recommend you issue between 10 and 100 shares with a nominal value of £1. Lastly, you will need a Standard Industrial Classification Code, or SIC. This is a code the government uses to identify your business based on the type of industry that you're operating in. You can use up to 4 SIC codes to describe your business's activity or activities. Again, the Formation Agent's company order form will make this easy for you and supply a comprehensive list of the SIC codes for you to choose from. Okay, so now that we've established what you need to do to form a company, how do you actually go about it? Well, the easiest way is to use a company formation agent like First Formations. We offer a wide range of company formation packages tailored to what suit most business needs. We also provide an order by telephone service if you are not confident in forming a company online or on your own. Call 0203 897 2233 to order your company by telephone. Our simple online process means that you can choose your company name and the formation package, make a card payment, and complete your company details in just 10 to 15 minutes. Once you have finished completing your order, we'll then check over your application and send it off to Companies House. It will usually take about 3 to 6 working hours for your application to be approved. However, this will depend on Companies House's workload on that day, and sometimes it can take up to 24 hours. As soon as your company is incorporated, First Formations will send your company documents, VAT invoice, and authentication codes to you by email. You will then be ready to start trading. It really is as simple as that. Okay, as promised, let's backtrack a little bit and take a few minutes to cover the subject of choosing a company name. This is one of the fun tasks in setting up a new business. However, be warned, it can also be one of the most difficult ones. So how do you come up with a great company name? The best place to start is to consider the nature of your business. Try to come up with words or phrases that describe you, your business, or the products and services that you're planning to sell. Don't be afraid to get personal or cautiously explore puns. But if you're really stuck, there are plenty of ways that you can get the creative juices flowing. For example, you could transform a long or clunky phrase into an acronym, or mash up 2 or 3 words to form a new and clever way to label your business. You could also look to mythology or fiction for inspiration, as well as foreign words or a dead language like Latin. Coming up with a name idea may be difficult, and you may need to ask for help from friends and family. It can also take a while, but once you've found your right name for your business, you'll know it. The name you choose will be legally tied to your business, and the government has a few rules that you'll need to adhere to when you register a new company name. So what are those rules? First and foremost, your company name must be unique. It cannot be the same as or too alike to a name of an existing company. For example, if your company is identical to another company name, apart from a special character or a certain punctuation, your application may be rejected. If you'd like to make sure another company hasn't already reserved your name, you can check instantly by using the First Formations' company name search tool on our website's homepage. Secondly, company name rules and regulations prohibit the use of offensive words, and you've got to be careful about using what are known as sensitive words. For example, a sensitive word may be one that suggests a connection to the UK government, any devolved government, administration, or public authority. Companies House will normally make a decision on sensitive word usage on a case-by-case basis. If you try to use words like royal or trust without first seeking permission, your application may be rejected. Just like Twitter, Companies House also imposes a character limit on how long your company name can be. When incorporating a company in the UK, you will be limited to 160 characters. Also, if it is a limited company, your name must end with the word limited or its abbreviation LTD. However, don't panic, you will not have to use the word limited in neon lights above your shop. Although the exact registered name of your company needs to be displayed and used when you carry out any type of trading activity, a lot of companies adopt what is called a trading name. Thankfully, a trading name can be a bit snappier, and it's also normally easier to market and stick up in bright lights. If you choose to operate under a trading name, you are perfectly within your rights to do so. That being said, you will need to clearly state on company stationery, emails, and websites what your trading name is and what your registered name is. For example, at the foot of your website or letterhead, you may wish to say something like ABC Media is a trading name of ABC Media Services Limited. Okay, let's imagine you have now set up your limited company. You will now have to think about what is known as company reporting. Owning a startup can be a whole lot of fun, but it also means you'll be responsible for some reporting. And if you choose to incorporate your new business as a limited company, you'll be expected to file annual accounts which will accurately report your business income, expenditure, liabilities, and assets. You'll also be required to file what's called an annual confirmation statement. But first of all, you must keep accurate records of the money your company receives and spends. You need to keep the information on the assets your business owns, any debts it owes, or any debts owed to your company. You should also keep an inventory of the stock your business owns at the end of its financial year, along with the stock takings used to work out that inventory. You should also record the goods that your company buys and sells, who those goods are from and where they're being sold to. If you're selling products in the retail market, you're normally exempt from reporting the latter. It is also necessary to maintain records and a named place in which officials will be able to access if needed. Also, you must hold your business records for a minimum of 6 years from the relevant accounting period. This information will be used to prepare your company's statutory annual accounts and to file your company tax returns. These are all regular accounting responsibilities that you will be expected to fulfill as part of running your company. From a reporting point of view, the big one is your company's statutory accounts. These are due every year, whether your company is trading or not. You'll be expected to file them with Companies House within 9 months of your accounting reference date. This is normally the anniversary of the last calendar day of the month in which you incorporated your company. The other company report is the confirmation statement. This annual filing replaced the annual return in 2016. Its purpose is to verify that the company information displayed on Companies House is accurate and up to date. To complete a confirmation statement, a company should simply check the information displayed on Companies House to ensure that it is accurate. For example, the registered office, SIC codes, and shareholder information. The statement itself can be filed online via a company formation agent, such as First Formations, or using Companies House's web filing service. It can even be filed by post using the paper form CS01. So there you have it. By forming a company, you are taking a big step towards transforming your business idea into a very real, thriving enterprise. To do that, you'll admittedly need to take on a few legal responsibilities. But once you get the hang of it, your reporting requirements and legal obligations as a limited company owner are pretty straightforward. At the end of the day, forming a limited by shares company will offer you and your business some much needed protection. You will worry less about finances and more about getting out there and making your business work. If you have any questions about what we have covered, please ask in the comments section below and we will get straight back to you. In the meantime, be sure to subscribe to our channel to get more tips and advice on limited companies, reporting requirements, tax obligations, and more. We're always happy to help and we cannot wait to hear from you. Until next time, cheerio.